Hey guys, welcome to AJS. In today's video, we will talk about timing of marriage as per Vedic astrology. As in other fields, astrology plays an important role in arriving at the timing of marriage by adapting different tools available in this divine science. A technical examination of the birth charts establishes the parameters by which it can be known as to whether the native carries the promises of the early marriage, late marriage, abnormally delayed marriage, or no marriage at all. In the last case, that is, in the case of a no marriage, it will be a futile exercise to sit down and start calculating the timing of the marriage. There are some fundamental significant factors that should be considered in determining the timing of marriages. There are some indicators that we need to keep in mind, right? Some of them can be early marriage. What is early marriage as per Vedic astrology? Early marriage is something in between 18 to 25 years. What is delayed marriage? Is between 25 to 30 years. And abnormally delayed marriage, it can be between 31 to 38 years. Now guys, this is the thing which used to happen in the past. I mean, like before 2000s, yes, this used to be a norm, like, hey, this guy got married late or this guy got married early. But nowadays I am seeing of late between 30 to 35 is the general norm, right? Now with the help of astrology, how can you predict this timing, right? Dasha. Dasha and Antardasha lords, they trigger the event of marriage. Therefore, these lords, have to play a key role. And it has to be in the certain chronological order. Example, Dasha period of the 7th lord. Dasha lord is aspecting your 7th house. Now we'll talk more about this in the remaining part of the video, but I am just calling out all these high level details or high level bullet points. Dasha Lord is posited in the 7th house. Dasha Lord is the dispositor of the 7th house. Dasha Lord is the Lord of Namasha occupied by the 7th Lord. Dasha Lord is the star Lord of your 7th house. Now there are natural givers of marriage. It's a general belief of Vedic astrology that Moon, Venus, and Rahu are the natural givers of marriage. Moreover, main period of Lagnesh and Bhukti of the 7th Lord also pitches in with their role as marriage givers. Similarly, main period of 7th Lord and the Bhukti of the Lagna Lord are known for their effort in granting the marriage to the native. Some scholars also suggest that Lord of the 2nd house, which is also called as Kutumbasthana, and the 11th Lord, which is the house of your fulfillment or desires, have a significant role in marriage. One more key factor we have to notice: transit. Two methods are commonly used under transit for reading the timing of the marriage. First, Lagna chart. Transiting Saturn and Jupiter must aspect the Lagna or Lagna Lord as well as the 7th house or 7th Lord. The aspect of the two major planets shortens the period of marriage to 1 year because their influence stays valid for that much time. In order to further fine-tune the timing of marriage, the aspect of transiting Mars on the 7th house or 7th Lord further reduces the period of marriage, possibly to maybe 45 days. Similarly, the role of transit moon and its aspect on the seventh house or seventh lord brings down the period of marriage to 2 days. Now, Masha chart. If we note the position of ninth house Rashi in this chart and secondary its lord plus the other Rashi, it's only applicable to those planets who have two Rashis under their domain. This will make a threesome combination. If any one out of these three are aspected by transiting Saturn and Jupiter, the marriage period is brought down to 1 year. For fine tuning, we have to see the aspect of Mars and Moon on the ninth house or ninth lord, which will then bring down the timing to 2 days. Now let's go into more detail. Now, many times we have seen how drastically people change after marriage in a good way because they sense the responsibility towards their better half. Now, since matchmaking comes first in our mind whenever we relate marriage to astrology, we discuss various aspects of marriage via astrology. Excuse me. Now, before proceeding to marriage timing, you should know a little bit basic like seventh house, right? So this is the house that rules over marriage, and there is a Namasha chart which is also called as D9 that rules over the marriage matters. Now coming back to the main point of this video, how do we determine the timings, right? First step, check your seventh house. Which planet is ruling your seventh house? Step number 2, check where is your seventh lord placed. Is it in the trines house, that is house number 1, 5, 9? In quadrant, which are the houses 1, 4, 7 and 10th house, or evil houses. These are house number 6, 8 and 12th. Placement of the seventh lord in trine and quadrants are very supportive to get married, and generally this gives a good life partner along with awesome married life. Step number 3, in your Navmasha, that is your D9, check which planet rules over 7th house and check if any planet is over there. Step number 4, now coming back to the D1 chart, check if any other planets are affecting your 7th lord via exchange, conjunction, mutual aspects, right? Now see in your chart all the points that I just mentioned and check your Dasha pattern. You will get married when your Dasha ruler is associated with your 7th lord. Now, there can be many planets associated with each other. But to make it simple, I'll give an example. Suppose Mr. A is of Aries ascendant and Venus rules his 7th house, that is Libra, right? Assuming Mr. A is of 23 years right now and he will be having Antardasha of Venus when he turns 27. So, in this case, there are very high chances that Mr. A will get married when he will hit his Venus Antardasha. Of course, here you need to see the placement of Venus in D1 and D9, if it's weak or strong, or is there any marriage dealing in this chart. But for this example, I'm assuming Mr. A's Venus is strong and placed in a good house. Similarly, a person can get married if they are running Dasha of the 7th Lord or planet associated with the 7th house of D9. The same aspect can be used using D60. Now, please note down the above point, the stuff that I have mentioned. You can rewind the video again and check it out, but please note it down, as now we are going to shift towards other techniques to find the marriage timings. Next technique is adding the longitude of the Lagna Lord and 7th Lord. If this total exceeds 360 degrees, deduct this. The result or the output is called as Vyoha Sabam, or the marriage time. Now, whenever Jupiter or Venus will transit over the Vyoha Sabam, the person might get married. This method might take some time to master, although it's quite easy, but it works with other factors. Next, now check the degrees of your planets, and the lowest degree is going to be a Dara Karaka, spouse significator. Now, using Chara Dasha system, check from running Dasha Rashi where Dara Karaka is falling. If it falls on the 5th, 7th, 11th, or in zodiac itself, the person will get married in that Charadasha. This method is as per Gemini astrology. Using next method, Ashtavarga, you can find marriage timings as well. How? Open your Ashtavarga table and add points from 1st to 7th house. And now divide it by 27. Why 27? Because there are total 27 nakshatras, and nakshatras are a pillar of astrology. Okay, example. After dividing, you will find a result, right? Suppose you got a result of 9. Now see which nakshatra comes in ninth. In this case, here it's going to be Ashlesha, right? Now, when Jupiter in the case of females and Venus in the case of males transits over Ashlesha, this person will get married. There's one more thing that we won't discuss in this video. Maybe if you guys are interested, in the future I might make some video on Ashtavarga Dasha. You can also find marriage time using Ashtavarga Dasha, but it's going to be beyond the scope of this video. I might cover it some other time. Similarly, you can also use other methods like Yogini Dasha, Kal Chakra Dasha, or KP method. But All the above things that I mentioned are quite basic and easy to use. These are going to be quite at an advanced level. Maybe in a future videos we will discuss on all of that. So for today, that's the basic introduction of the timing of a marriage. If you do like this video, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. And also let me know in the comments on what video you would like me to make more or continue doing more of it. Thanks for joining me. See you with the other part and the other series of great astrology, Vedic astrology.